Now, the biggest question today remains, will Ateny Wek Ateny, the newly appointed Minister for Information, Communication, Technology and Postal Services, will he finally be the one that will bring about that freedom of press, freedom of association and freedom of speech to South Sudan? That is a very huge question. Now, in the recent series of appointment that was done by the President of the Republic of South Sudan, His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, one of the most interesting appointments that was issued through the decree issued through the state-owned media, the South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation, was a decree that showed the appointment of the then Presidential Press Secretary Ateny Wek Ateny to the position of Cabinet Minister for Information, Communication, Technology and Postal Services, a position which was previously held by the Honorable Michael McQuail, right, who got actually transferred to the Ministry of Justice. That was one of the most interesting appointments. Now, I applauded President Kiir for that appointment because, one, I always argue that that is a profession-based appointment. I mean, the appointment and the shifting of ministries by Ateny and Michael McQuail, I think it's a profession-based, because McQuail is professionally a lawyer he's a lawyer by profession. He was a legal counsel and a judge. So I think the Minister of Justice suits him very well. And also Ateny Wek Ateny, being a former press secretary, and also I think professionally he's a journalist. So the Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and Postal Services as well suits his profession. And that's why I say that is a profession-based appointment. And also we all know that over the years, South Sudan has really been facing so many issues when it comes to the provision of civil liberties. Providing the freedom to the press to act independently without the influence of the state, but also freedom of expression and speech, where a citizen or a civilian or any other person got the right to actually express their views outside there as long as they are within the law. And also freedom of association, where you get the right to associate with whosoever you believe holds your views and you identify with a person who you feel, or a group of people that you feel represents your ideologies. You have the freedom to go and associate with them. Freedom. These civil liberties have not been availed to majority of South Sudanese over the years, and we have seen incidents where the media has been humiliated. At some point they post the story and they're threatened to remove it out or apologize. And this has happened several times, not once, not twice, but over and over again. In fact, in other instances, we've seen international journalists killed in the country. And this has made so many people ask a question: when do we have to get these liberties available to every South Sudanese citizen? Now, with the appointment of Ateny Wek Ateny, a guy who understands the importance of the media in a country, a guy who knows what role media plays in building a nation, and a guy who professionally a journalist who understands in journalistic ethics and availing the freedom, would he finally be the man to actually influence decisions so that the press or the media can actually act independently, but within the law? Would that be the question? And most interestingly, when he got appointed, I saw a very, very interesting video of him where he was addressing a group of people and then saying so many good things about what he intends to make the Minister of Information and Communication, Technology and Postal Services as a home for journalists, and that when they get harassed, when they get arrested and kept somewhere, he would actually be available to go and visit them personally, and he'll give out his phone number. In fact, this is what he said. Let's listen.
A lion has only one place that is secure to it. and that only place is dens. The lion dens is the only secure place for a lion. To apply this, the Ministry of ICT is the dens for the journalists, so they cannot be harassed. I will not tolerate any harassment rendered against journalists, because journalists will have to run from where they are being chased to this ministry to protect them. And I will be ready 24/7 to communicate with you. Should you go into any place, okay? Should you get yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, please, my phone will be there. Call me and say, I have a problem, I'm a journalist, I will come for you. I will not send anyone. Because I want to make sure that we want to clean the image of this country by applying the law and the Constitution. And applying law and Constitution, requires us to respect freedom of speech, and we respect the freedom of association, that we can, under Article 24 and Article 25 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan, we can associate, we are free to associate with other humans, and we have also right to speak our mind. Provided when you are speaking your mind, ensure the law.
That was Ateny Wek Ateny. So speaking there. And now, based on what he has spoken, I've been asking myself questions. Will Ateny Wek Ateny finally be that man who will actually influence decisions or policies on the freedom of the press in the country? Because Ateny has been a very critic of the government before he got appointed as a press secretary, and when he served in that position very well. But also, even when he got removed as the press secretary, he has been acting as well, very prominent. He's tried to be relevant to the young people and to the country until he got appointed. But now, with the promise that he gave, will he finally be that man to bring about that freedom or influence decision? Because being a minister is that, what ministries do is that they usually come up with policies on what they intend to do. They come up with policies that, and then when they come up with these policies, they hire experts to analyze them, work on them, and see how they can be put into practice. And then these policies are drafted into bills and then taken into the national parliament or to the legislature and they're debated. People are the members of parliament who are supposed to be the representatives of the people. They scrutinize these policies and look at how impactful these would be, and if they work well for they mean well for the people or for the country, then they go and vote for it. Others vote in favor of it, and they give their reasons why they feel it shouldn't be enacted into law, and others vote in favor of it, giving also their reasons why they believe it should be implemented. And then if the number of people who believe it should be enacted into law, is the one that wins, then the bill is taken to the president and the president assents it and it's enacted as a law and the country works with. That's how policies are, and ministries plays a very vital role in doing that, in drafting policies and laws. So with the coming Ateny Wek Ateny and the statement that he issued, the big question is, will he finally be that man? Will he finally be that man to influence decisions around freedom of press, freedom of speech and expression? This is a big question that perhaps we will see the answer in the next few weeks or months. And let's see if Ateny meant what he said and if he is going to implement what he said. But otherwise, we wish good for him. And thank you for watching. If this is your first time, subscribe to our channel and tell us what your view on this issue on our comment section. Thank you.